afternoon and welcome back to Crafters TV. This is super exciting. I am genuinely excited about this. We're having a debate about the paper pad on here in a minute. You're going to love this. Now, this is, as it says up there, look at that, it says up there, first look, or first 100k. That's how I see that. I can't see that as first look. It's always first 100k to me. There we go. So this is your first look of our Colour Your World collection. Now, you won't see any details on the screen for this collection because this collection's not actually launching till Wednesday. Our Craig is presenting it with Sarah on Wednesday. So you'll see it in Wake Up Call and then you'll see it in the launch show as well. So lots and lots of crafty even, inspiration coming your way on Wednesday. I'm actually got this down on Hobby Maker on Tuesday, so that's why I know about this one, because I love it. I've been prepping this. I've been loving this. Now, this Colour Your World, what you're going to expect. You're going to see so much colour, vibrancy, but not in a garish way. So it's beautiful colour, and the papers and the linen cardstock, absolutely gorgeous. So you're getting everything that you can see at the side of me. So just so I'm going to go quickly through it and then we'll go to Craig to have a look. We've got lots of people joining us so we can go over this. Oh, I can see Christine Mahoney's going, hello, oh my gosh, I can't wait till I can purchase this collection. The papers are gorgeous. Yes, so that's what I think too. So you're going to get your linen cardstock, luxury linen cardstock. Look at this, look at the 8 colours. Now this is your colour palette for this collection. Absolutely beautiful. Can you see beautiful colour without being garish? So gorgeous, and it's going to match your ink pads beautifully. Then you're going to have your paper pads. Now Craig's going to go through these in more detail with you in a minute. Then you've got this beautiful butterfly. This is called your pretty kaleidoscope, and it's a gorgeous kaleidoscope of butterflies, because that's a group of butterflies, isn't it? I learned that through crafting. A group of butterflies is a kaleidoscope. Then you've got your look for rainbows. Now this is a die set, and you're going to get your umbrella. I love how it comes in all the sort of broken down components. That's all perforated so you can then colour it however you want. You've got the rainbow, makes it beautiful, and you've got the clouds and the raindrops as well. Then you've got an embossing folder, and this is a 2D embossing folder. This is your rainbow heart. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. Then you've got a 3D embossing folder and 2 stencils. Now there's a little knack to this one. It hasn't been designed to just literally lay the stencils over the top, and I'm sure Craigie, you're going to be demoing it. He's nodding. Absolutely. He's going to be demoing this one, and he'll show you the tricks of the trade with this one. Works perfectly, but we've just designed it. It's actually been designed to make it easier for you, so your colours don't bleed one into the other. But just a couple of little tricks. Now look at this floral rainbow. Isn't this beautiful? Cut it into your cardstock, cut out of your cardstock. It's up to you. It is made for shaker cards. It's made for paper piecing, but you can just see how you can put that right of colour through there. Absolutely gorgeous. Now we have got some beautiful samples. They're not designed to go with your dies. You've still got a rainbow, you've got the little girl and the raindrops and the clouds and these gorgeous welly boots. Absolutely beautiful. And then the next thing I'm going to show you are some stencils. They come in 2 packs of 2. So the first pack is your balloon stencil and your dot stencil. I mean, this one, don't even bother putting it away. Don't even put it away. This is going to be on your desk all the time. But I love the balloons as well. Absolutely good. So they come in a twin pack. And then the other twin pack of stencils is your heart stencil. Isn't that gorgeous? And your butterfly stencil. There's only one word for that. Wow. Wow, that is stunning. So they come in a double pack as well. I think, yep, that is the collection. So you are going to be able to pick this up from Wednesday. There will be a whole bundle. There'll be elements. You can pick it out, pick and choose your favourite bits. Now, the one thing I want to say to you as well, if you haven't got them already. Now, when this was put together, we were given the recommended ink pads. This is what they put together when they were creating this collection. So, Chinese red. You can do it in what I've got them in water reactive, but if you've got them in opaques, you've got them as quick dries, it really doesn't matter. But this palette of ink pads works with this collection so well. Chinese red, orange, yellow. I'm getting ready to sing a rainbow. You're singing a rainbow there, Craig?
I have, yeah.
Grasshopper. Have you got a paper pad over with you?
Over the rainbow? Yes, I do.
Not over the rainbow. I can sing a rainbow.
Oh, you can sing sorry, I thought you said, are you singing a rainbow?
No. I can sing a rainbow. It's a song.
I can sing a rainbow.
There we go.
Sing a
Parakeet,
rainbow.
crushed velvet, and pale fig. Now, if you haven't got any of those, you might want to pop those into your basket now or nearer the time. Absolutely. There we go. Now, lots of comments saying, can we have a look at the paper pads, please? I'll just go quickly over. Karen's here, Karen Carter. Hi, everyone, been looking forward to this. It's another must-have. Georgianne saying hello from Clearwater. Lois is good morning, everyone from Ohio. Hannah Hicks, morning all. Thought I would check out this super new collection. You won't regret it. Zoe Carver, afternoon, everyone from West Sussex. Told you Christine Mahoney's here. Nancy Payne, good morning from Indianapolis. Is it? Indianapolis. I tried to put too many letters in there. I do apologise, Nancy. Therese Campbell, good morning from Illinois. Christine Mahoney said, this collection is so colourful, like my personality. Oh, it is. Terry Anderson says, these colours are the cheeriest colours I've ever seen. The colours alone would make anyone smile. Karen Carter said, pick and choose. I'll be getting the whole collection and extra papers. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. I am going to throw straight over to my friend over in the corner, and he's going to show you in a bit more detail what you're going to get with this collection.
Yeah, definitely. Two things. First and foremost, had a lovely masterclass earlier on, but there's something about this collection, when you see it all out, it instantly makes you smile, even more than what you were already doing beforehand. It just makes you smile. It makes you happy. You see these colours. And I'm going to say something controversial as well, Corrine, when you were going through everything there. Not a sentiment in sight.
No.
This is all about colour in your world. This is you bringing in the colours that you want from this collection, your ink pads, tri-blades, but then bringing in whichever sentiment. It could be a happy sentiment you're using from your stash because you want to send a happy card. Maybe someone's just feeling that little bit low, but you want to send them a thoughtful card, a bright card, but with that lovely sentiment. Maybe no sentiment whatsoever. So what the team have done, Jess has designed this collection here, whereas it is, yes, it's about bright, it's about fun. However, it's about you put whatever sentiment you want, whatever twist that you want when it comes to this collection here. And we've got the 12 by 12 paper pad here. It's gorgeous, it's glorious. You've got lots of different designs. You are going to be getting 4 of each design. So it's 32 sheets in total, 180 GSM. And it's very, very sketchy. Now, if you love the thought of doing your backgrounds with your alcohol inks that Jan does, but maybe you don't want to get messy, you don't like getting messy.
It's perfect, isn't it?
It's done for you. I mean, look at that one there. Isn't it fab? Do you know what it reminds me of as well? There's something, I don't know why you would do this, but it was some kind of thing a magician or that had done in the past. Put a load of Smarties on paper, spritz them with water.
Watch the colours
Watch the colour, yeah. Yeah, you've got that effect to it as well. But yes, they are all double-sided, as we can see. So if I turn that one there, it's easier.
They are beautiful.
So you've got your full droplets of colour, or you've got your smaller droplets that you can see here. Remember, you are getting 4 of each.
Yeah, yes.
But then you've got your butterflies, isn't it? Your kaleidoscope of butterflies. And what's lovely as well is, if you look at this one, if you were to then chop that one in half, you've got the butterflies flying upwards, but then this one, you've got them flying down. So if you're using them as a scrapbook, you can use that as a focal point.
And if you do want to, you can rotate it, and again, so if you want to, you know what I mean? I can see them in quarters. They sit really nicely in quarters, and then they're still flying upwards. Yes, perfect.
And exactly, as you said, so Corrine, if you cut that in quarters, twist the top two, you've got them all facing that same way then. So you've got 6 card blanks that've got the same card fronts if you want to. But then you've got more of your butterflies on the back. Now what you're going to find throughout these as well, you've got this burst of strong colour of selected parts of the pattern papers, but then you're getting hints of pastels as well. So it complements beautifully well. You're getting that sketchy sort of tartan sort of plaid feel that you've got here. One colour that I do or have been using a lot with this as well, you'll probably not be surprised, is black. Believe it or not, black is really going to work a treat when it comes to this collection. It really does. Black or maybe dark browns, maybe your dark chocolate from your Centura Pearl earlier on.
Navy works really well.
Oh yeah, absolutely beautiful.
Now look
but
at
then
that.
Look at that one.
Do you know, it doesn't matter which two of these papers you take, you could put them together, can't you?
Of course you could. You know, if you take them two together, look at that, but then take them two together, look at that. Even with your, look at your bigger splodges, with your finer splodges that you've got there, they work an absolute treat. They really, really do. So if we go then a little bit further on so we can see the next ones, more of your stripes, but that rainbow. You've got that curve again. Whether you're just going to be cutting a little chunk out there, yes, again, scrapbook page, maybe 8 by 8, or maybe you're just going to use them as little card fronts.
The one that, look at that up that you've got up at the top.
I mean, look at that one there. So that is actually the opposite side, yeah. So you can see. So that one actually.
That was on the back of the.
That was the back of that one. And we missed that one. So that's the one we just showed you. So the back of that one. I mean, look at that one.
Beautiful.
Isn't that fab? Now, if you do have your spray and shine, anything like that, what about going over the top? It would look beautiful. But then if we do go back to that one there and then flip into that other side, you can see you've got that one. So this one, we've got a bit more of your pastel tones that are running through within this backdrop here. I mean, it is so bright, it's so smiley, it's so happy.
That's going to work with that stencil, isn't it?
Isn't it? Isn't it? And that's the thing. Whether you go and use them all together, which is the way that they've been designed, or if you are wanting to use them individually, you can absolutely do that as well. I mean, beautiful. The options are absolutely endless. I mean, look at these two here. I remember, you'll know as well, Mr. Dave Bradford had an inky shirt like that, didn't he? A white one, and it looked as though someone had just gone and poured paint down it.
But I mean, that's going to give you a completely different concept, really modern. You know, the things that you could be doing with those, yes.
Absolutely.
It's almost as if you could do the rainbow pulling out of those ink spots, couldn't you?
You could do, you really could.
Beautiful.
And I mean, if you look at that one there, so look at that design there, and that one's been followed through within that one, but then what you've done, the team have done, Jess has done, is put the butterflies in there as well. So you might like that idea, but think, Craig, I don't really want to use one with the butterflies. Well, then there you go. You've got that same idea, but without the butterflies. And then look at that one there. So as you were showing, Corn, you've got your stencils in this set as well. And let's just say, for whatever reason, you don't have time to do a little bit of stenciling, but you want that look. Already done for you. Nothing stopping you. If you've got from Sarah's Winter Sparkle, the glitter paste, the clear ones, you can then go over the top of that with your stencils, create that little bit extra texture to it. But then if we flip onto that other side.
I'm going to read them out, but you should see the comments coming through.
I'm not surprised.
Everybody is loving this.
Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? So it is your top quality that you know, it's 180 GSM. You are getting your 32 sheets of them. But then each design that I showed you there, you are getting 4 of each of them, but it is glorious. So whether you're going to team it with the linen cardstock you've got, maybe you're going to use your Centura Pearl, maybe you're going to use some accents of navies or browns or blacks like you'll see me doing. Whatever way you use them, they are going to make you smile. It's one of those as well that if you are sending it for someone as a just because card, you know they're going to smile. They know they're going to open it up. They're going to get that instant lift as well. It doesn't even need to say anything. Just you signing your name in it saying, I'm thinking of you, is going to make them smile, because that's what the colours and the images do.
It is. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And you are loving this. So we have got, I think I said, I'll do that one in a minute. Anne Fleming Myers says, I'm so excited about this colour palette. Laura Hammer says, oh my goodness, the butterfly stencil stopped me in my tracks. I absolutely love it. Nancy Payne said, this collection is a must-have. Karen Carter said, I think this paper pad should keep being reproduced as it can be used with so much else. So please put it to Leanne and Sarah. Well, make sure you comment like that on Wednesday when Sarah is in. Gareth Dobbs says, I want this now, now, now. Oh, Tammy said, downloadable paper, please. I think perfect. This paper is so beautiful, said Carolyn Wilson. Now, Bonita says, could I just say those ink pads again? I mean, you can use any ink pads, absolutely any ink pads you like, just match them up. These ones I'm saying were just the ones that the design team designing this had in mind when they were putting everything together. So it was pale fig, crushed velvet, parakeet, don't want to go too fast, grasshopper, that's one of my favourite greens. I love this. Lemon tonic, orange, and Chinese red. Now, don't worry, as Craig does his demos and shows you how to use the collection, he'll be using these so you can see. As I said, you can use any ink pads, but those were this sort of inspiration behind the design team's look. Now, have you got a few samples you can show us?
Indeed, yeah. I think you caught me there, just out the corner of your eye there, to Nicola, letting Nicola say, I was just letting her know, I didn't even show you some finished samples. I forgot to show you. So let's show you some of them because they're gorgeous. Now, this is what I meant by you're going to be bringing in your sentiments from your own collections, whether it's from collections last week or whether it was last year or a couple of years ago. That one there, it's going in, Corrine, and then sanding it back.
I was going to say, I didn't know whether it was a deboss, so they've inked the top, or whether it was sanded back.
In actual fact, that is a little fib. You can do that, sand it back, but this one is your white pigment ink pen, you know, that came with the original Academy of Colour?
Yes.
And just going over the top and doing a little freehand colouring. So that is a gorgeous one that Kerry Noon has done on that one there. And see what I mean by that little bit of black is beautiful. But then look at this one here. Now we are going to spend just this little bit of time to be showing these ones. So again, thinking about using them. So Kerry's done this one here. Think about the style that I showed you within our Ultimate Pro right at the start, you know, doing your fold-out cards, your template libraries. With all due respect to Kerry, really simple mats and layers, and then going over with the butterfly and then the inks. But then if you love to do all of your theatre, your diorama cards, Sarah Kay's made this one here. Look at that one there.
And that dimension by using that embossing folder.
For sure. Absolutely.
And you'll just see, as you said, those sentiments, you'll just recognise those sentiments.
You will.
They look different.
Totally different. So that was the one we showed you that Kerry done. That's the one that Sarah Kay's also done as well. So if you just want to emboss in ink, you can absolutely do that for sure. You can see that. But then your little dome cards, again, Sarah's made this one here, using your own sentiments, mixing and matching your sentiment stamps with your sentiment dies, whether it's from us or other companies that you've got out there. Not even using the actual paper pad, but then using your stencils that you've got
lovely.
there.
I like that.
It's a lovely, lovely medium, isn't it, to be getting inky with, then going into the backdrop with your pattern papers. They work so, so well. Then Sarah's been a busy bee, although Sarah is one of the most incredible colourists I have ever seen.
Look at that, I said paper piecing.
Paper piecing. We'll have a look at this die later on. But then maybe you want to come along, that like Astrid's done here, you can see, and make that feature. We are going to have a look. And in actual fact, if you've seen my Insta and TikTok reel that I done yesterday using that one, that is the demo we're also going to do. So if you liked that but thought, oh, Craig, they go too quick, I'll show you that within this show as well. But then template library that Kerry's brought in here, using the template library. Mats and layers that you've got.
Look at that, with black. You would say, why would you use black with colour, but doesn't it work?
It really does, and I'll always say it, and I'll keep saying it, never, ever, ever be afraid to use black. The brighter the colour, the bolder the colour, the better black will look. Absolutely beautiful, that one that Astrid's also done.
Of butterflies.
We're going to do, in actual fact, I'll show you a take as to what we'll do later on in the show as well. You can see that one there.
That's gorgeous.
Now, Corrine, that's scribbles.
Yeah, I know.
Scribbles of colour, but look how glorious. Then you can then be doing all your gift bags as well if you want. They work well, just bringing them together. Rebecca's done this one here. So that could be for Mother's Day, maybe, of course, later on this month in the UK.
So if that's with the stencil, How's she done that? Because it's almost like the negative.
So that is obviously with white embossing powder. And then it's created the resist effect.
She's done a resist.
Yeah, and the only
then gone in with
reason
the inks.
I know that is because I can touch and feel it
Yeah,
here.
you see, I can't touch
Otherwise,
it, so I didn't know.
I would have been the same as you, yeah. So using them as that resist feature.
Very clever.
And then look at this one here. Look at that one. Sorry,
And so
you're
that's
feeling
using some of the papers with that running colour.
Yeah, it is. And isn't it nice? And it's still a lovely card to send someone just to say, you know, sorry, you've been under the weather.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just going to keep referring to the fact of you're going to be using your own sentiments. We know that you've got abundance of them at home. And you know what that means? That opens up the amount of different cards that you can do because it's free reign. I think sometimes, Corinne, I think, and it used to be the same for me, that if you're given certain sentiments, you sometimes feel tied into using those sentiments. If they're all happy sentiments, you tend to only make and create those happy sentimental cards. Whereas if we give you no sentiments, kind of like carte blanche, that you can just go free reign. For sure, yeah. Just show you a few more as well that you've got here that Rebecca's done. How fun's that? Using your nesting dies, cutting into them. I love how we've got the die there with the umbrella. Either cut it into your pattern paper or within the first demo, I'll show you how you can start to colour them up. And then there is that embossing folder. As you said, looks like a little bit of trick in the eye when it comes to the stencils, but they're so simple to use. And I'll show you that, or maybe you want to keep it white with a little accent of colour. Isn't that beautiful?
That's beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. All of that, so much more that you'll be able to make with these ones when Sarah... Well, Sarah has the official 2-hour launch. It's going to be Debbie Fisher that'll be in with myself on Wake Up Call. He'll be giving you her take as well.
Brilliant, that's great, that's great. So Stephanie says, is this a Sarah signature collection, Nature's Garden? No, it's just a standalone collection. Sometimes they don't fit into... different categories, and that's one of these. Anne says, I want to use the shimmer inks to stencil the butterfly. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm still thinking of what to do for my shimmer ink pad craft along. You're giving me ideas. Lois said these samples are beautiful, and Christine Mahoney says, I want to make every one of those samples. Oh my gosh, they are amazing. And they are. And they, whilst they look really, wow, mind-blowing, because you've got the dies, you've got the stencils, you've got the stamps, they really aren't that, or embossing folders as well, they aren't that difficult to make when you break them down. This is what we were saying yesterday when we were doing Jan's craft along. Sometimes things look a lot more complicated than they really are. So, Mr. Craig.
Yes.
Are you ready to do your first demo?
Oh, let's go for it.
Let's go for it. I think we should.
Let's
now, just remember, this isn't available yet. It'll be here on Wednesday. Oh, and I meant to ask you, if colour is your thing, send us, there you go, you can see it down here, send us a picture of what colour inspires you. Yeah. Is it outside? Is it a wall in your house? Have you gone all colour in your kitchen? Or have you, you know, is there a jumper? Have you got a jumper? Is there something? Or have you done some crafty makes that really, really inspire you? All about... So I'm going to step outside craft and say it's all about colour. I want to see what colour inspires you. There you go. That's a challenge. Send them in and we will get to the pictures and we'll try and show them before the end of the show. So there you go. Let's have a go at that. Right then, Craig, over to you, and I won't interrupt again.
No, don't you worry about that. Not that you're interrupting. It's always nice to see and hear your take and what you think in that as well. So please don't ever think that's the case, Corinne. Right, let's take the look for rainbows here. Now, these ones here, these are going to go through your mini, which for me as well is really, really fun. Although please don't think as though they are diddy ones. I mean, this one here, being the largest one, is 2.8 inches by 1.5 inch, so it's still a really good sizable die. But then you've got that umbrella, Ella, and then you've also got your clouds as well. You've got the little handle for the umbrella, Ella, and then you've got your rainbow as well. You've got all of these, and even when it comes to, I call them the teardrops, but the raindrops that you've got into here. So all of these that you've got So what I'm then going to do is, I was actually going to use the junior and cut them all at once, but let's just go in and then use my cardstock. And what I'm going to do, now because I want that little bit extra strength, I'm going to cut this one. I'm going to cut this one into multi-purpose cardstock. So we're going to go through. So you can absolutely do this with Nina, and as we say, when it comes to alcohol colouring, you get that perfect result with the Nina cardstock. But I want that little bit extra strength and structure, so I'm going to do it into my multi-purpose. So I'll do one. We've then got our rainbow, and with the rainbow, what you've got is all the embossed lines. With your umbrella, Ella.
Do you know, every time you speak, they put a song to your sentence, do they?
Yeah. What I was laughing at a minute ago is because I'd done umbrella and then I'd done the rainbow, and they kept singing, and then I said white multi-purpose cardstock, and the pair of them in the gallery just went quiet because they didn't have a song to sing for that one. But you've got them ones, and then when it comes to the umbrella, you've got that perforated lines in the middle. Now, they're not there for any specific reason, like you're going to tear them off or anything like that. It's that little bit of texture guidance as well. If you are wanting to use it just as your white card, go for it. But it's a nice way to use it to colour in the lines like we will do in a moment. But then what we've also got as well, we've got these 3 clouds. And within the cloud, on the inner edge, what you've also got is little dot and dash lines as well. So it's all adding texture, it's adding that extra feel. But then when it comes to colour, should you choose to colour, I've just seen what I've just seen on my next screen here.
They're showing the sneak peeks of the pancakes you've all been sending in.
They have. I'm so jealous.
What did we have for lunch, Craig? Soup and 3-bean stew.
Yeah.
Doesn't compare to a pancake.
No, and I had half a crusty seeded roll that was no longer crusty because I'd bought it the other day, and
oh dear.
I thought I'll be fine for soup. Yes. Nah. So I had about half of it, Corin, didn't I? And that was it.
You're all coming in with your colour inspirations, which is lovely. I'll go through those in a little while. Perfect.
So what you can then do as well is go and buy those colours that Corin was saying as well with the water reactives. You can then transfer that through to the Tri-Blends, Illustrators, Classics, etc., etc. So let's go in. So I'm going to colour in here. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to do something that we tend to not do. I'm not going to actually put a piece of cardstock underneath, only because it's harder for you to see at the moment, because I'm white on white.
And it's not Nina anyway.
It's not, no.
Multi-purpose.
So, although at home, yes, I would probably still do it on white cardstock. The only reason I'm not doing it here is so it's easier for you to see.
You could put it on craft or black, couldn't you?
Why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of that? There you go. There you are. Gosh. Sometimes it's just that little nugget of thought that doesn't quite go through, does it? So I'm going to go in and then I'm going to start to colour. So I'm going to use my dark red blend. And I'm going to do it so that I've got the dark tones that are to the left. Yeah. So I'll do red, I'll do orange, and I'll have my dark tones to the left. The middle I'm going to do in yellow, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the dark tones to the left and the right, and then I'll do green and blue, and I'll have the dark tones that are to the right-hand side, so you're getting that shape of the umbrella. And, and then, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour it the way that I like to colour with my alcohols, and I'm laying down the light tone first, and I'm just making sure I get a really nice coverage. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to go right up to the kind of the perforation lines that we've got. So I'm just going to colour it to make sure I've got a really, really nice coverage. And by having those little perforated lines that are there just as a guide, not for any specific way as to tearing apart or that, it gives you that, not only that additional visual on the eye, but it's giving you that additional texture as well. So I'm just going to go around the edge. So with my Tri-Blends, I'm just going to go in, and then I'm going to then colour to the left-hand side. I'm not going to come too far in, because I do want that to be quite a, when I say a subtle darkness, you know, I don't want too much of a darkness around the edge, because I want to keep a lot of that brightness. I am just going to come just under that first fold as well. Give that a nice coverage. I'm going to go into the mid-tone, and then I'm just going to blend that one out. So as you'll have seen many of us shown you in the past, just going over just where that dark and that light tone meet. Not going completely over the top, with this being a lighter alcohol red colour. We can then, of course, then start to bleach the colour out. And then I'm just going to finish that one off again here. So if I colour that one in, finishing that one off again, and then as you leave that to evaporate just that little bit more,
dimensional straight away.
You're getting that dimensional straight away, aren't you?
Yep.
So then let's go in with the orange. Now, the one so that's my orange. The one I was using at home, here we go, was burnt orange blend. So just
you used burnt orange, did
yeah,
you?
to be honest, I actually at home, I thought I was using an orange blend and hadn't realised that I'd actually picked up my burnt orange. And I could use either or, but seeing I've already used the actual burnt orange, I'm going to keep using it. And exactly the same as what I've done a moment ago, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my lighter tone down. Now, I know many of us, when it comes to the initial lay of colour, alcohol colouring, will sometimes do things a little bit different, but essentially you are going to get that same result when you're building up that light, that mid and that dark. It's whatever comfortable way that you feel comfortable doing. So once again, I'm just laying down that light tone. And then if you're going to go straight in, Corrine, and just colour and create your cards, that's great. But then even on things like this, you can start to take things that you've learnt from Leanne, like the shading, you know, from the Academy of Colour, preserving the highlights, the directional colour of, you know, where the sun is or where it might be darker, lighter, all that sort of stuff. That cylinder effect that you at Leanne will have taught you. You can start to bring that into things such as your umbrellas. So then I'm going to go down again to that left-hand side, and then I'm going to colour that one in. So if I just go in very lightly to the left-hand side, and then I'm just going to come underneath.
We've had a comment from Georgie Ann, who says, why can't you use the tricolour brush? They would be so beautiful. Yeah, you could. The tricolour brush is the ones where you've got the three colours together. You can use whichever colour medium you want.
Of course you can.
It's just...
I like my tri-blends.
Craig likes his tri-blends, yeah, absolutely. So please don't think that just because that's what we're using, that's the only one you can use. No, those tricolours, there's some gorgeous ones that would match.
Could you imagine using them? Yeah, you're right. That would look beautiful, really, really nice. And that's going to give you that little bit of a different take as well, because you're then blending different colour families. So, of course, we'll come here and we'll show you styles, we'll show you techniques and that, but then you can take what I show you here. By the end of this demonstration, you can then choose to do it exactly the same way as me, use the same colour and medium, or you can then come along and then just completely change it, completely different.
And do you know, sometimes it's a bit like you just saying with the craft card underneath. It's the simplest things, and we don't always think of them. We can get a little bit, oh yeah, this is what you do. And we're as good at forgetting ideas as the next person. So
100%.
Share your ideas, because they're great for us as well. We need inspiration sometimes too.
They are. You know, we like them, you know, because sometimes we don't think of anything, as you just said, Corrine, and you see someone at home sharing something, you're like, God, didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Now, I'm using the citrus blend, and my only fight with the citrus blend is, don't ever let Leanne hear me say this, I don't always find much of a difference in tone when it comes to the yellow. So you'll maybe see that a little bit
darker there, yeah.
Just that little bit darker. So if I am using the citrus, what I'll sometimes tend to do, Corrine, is if I actually go in with that orange, is I'll use the darker tone of the orange as my highlight.
All right.
So I'll go in, sorry, this is the lighter tone of the orange, which is then going to create that darker shade of the yellow, if you see what I mean. Just gives it an extra dimension. And as you can see there, it really is subtle, because I'm still going to come back now in with my mid-tone and then start to blend that one out. And then that just means we're going to get more of that depth.
Oh gosh, that's depth almost disappeared as you
It does
looked
almost
at it.
disappear, but then what you still get is you still get that depth of yellow, but
Yeah.
that orange has then been bled through.
That's a good squeaky pen there,
That's a
Craig.
really good squeaky pen. That's when you know that you've got a really good squeaky pen. It's nice and full of juicy ink.
Hopefully, Anne's just said which yellow is that, but hopefully she picked that up when Craig then went on and said it was the citrus yellow, so hopefully she picked
indeed.
that up.
So far it is the dark red blend that I've used. I've used the burnt orange blend, and I've used the citrus blend. For that highlight, you could use any of the burnt orange, but that was just the lighter of the orange I've used. And then I'm going to go in with the light green. Now remember what I was saying, I have my depth towards the left-hand side, This middle one, I've got the depth on both sides. Now this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the depth coming out onto that right-hand side. So then you're going to get kind of like that build of shade. So
I've got inspiration for a new stamp.
have you?
Charlotte Everett says, I always say to my Gracie, there are no real rules when crafting. Let your imagination run wild. It has beautiful effects. There you go. That should be our next stamp.
I think so.
Let your imagination run wild. It has beautiful effects.
I really, really like that.
I think that would make a cracking inspirational stamp.
Could you imagine that? Yeah. That would be, certainly for something like this as well, go to town on the colourful backgrounds that you're going to make, and then
And send that one to
stamp it
Leanne.
out. Yeah,
Let your
you
imagination
definitely
run
should.
wild. It has beautiful effects. Should be on our next set of inspirational stamps.
There you go.
I like that, Charlotte. There you go.
You should think of some other ones, Corinne, and feed them to Leanne.
I'm used to thinking of things like that.
Yeah.
Doesn't come naturally to me at all.
Do you know, so it's funny you saying that, because as many of you will know at home, a couple of times a year, we get the ability to feed any ideas that we've got to Leanne and the team. And as Leanne's always said as well, for all of you at home, if you've got ideas, feed them through, because we can pass them on. And then the other day, I was, True Blue, just in case you wondered what one I'm away to use, I was driving down to Hobby Maker with Sarah. And we were speaking away, and we were just speaking about our products and that. And I'd said to Sarah, I was like, do you know something? When it comes to products, I like to think I'm quite creative, Corinne, but thinking of new concepts,
hard.
It is so hard.
I need to drop Leanne an email because I passed over 4 sort of ideas, and I want to know whether any of them are going on or whether I just need to wait and see.
Yeah.
Whether I suddenly see something with my inspiration. But I must ask her.
Yeah.
Must ask her.
Because sometimes as well is if we put that idea, it might not be brought out within maybe the first 6 months or 12
it'll
months.
be at least 18 months.
That's it. So when that opportunity comes again, it feeds some more. You kind of, it's like, it's good to know, are they going to run with my idea? Because I don't want to then feed it again in case I thought. But yeah, creativity in the way that we use some of our products, I'd like to think I can be good at it. But actual brand new concepts are that. It's not always my main forte.
Charlotte says, Gracie was colouring her zebra in orange, red and green when we had that discussion. It's the abstract one in the colouring pads. I know which one she means.
Oh, right, yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. I mean, why can't a zebra be orange, red and green?
Of course.
I mean, we shouldn't be curtailed by any rules, especially not when crafting. It's, like I say, it's all about your imagination, isn't it?
It is.
Perfect.
It really is. Animals have their own.
So pretty. I've got lots of comments about your colour inspirations, but we'll do that in a bit. I won't miss them.
I have to say, out of all the things that had been colouring from this collection, Corinne, over the last couple, to be fair, it was at night time I'd been doing it because I still hadn't been sleeping that great. I've loved colouring this umbrella.
Have you?
Yeah.
Well, I like doing the little girl's dress.
As you can see.
You've got a few of you there,
Yeah,
Craig.
I was just colouring away. I really only needed one to be, so that I had it already done to show you. But as you can see, I've just gone and coloured that whole lot. I really do like this umbrella. So you can see within there. So that's the one that we've just done there. But then look at that, how much fun. And see how that scope, it's like that dome of that umbrella that you've got. And then I'm not going to do all of this one. This one I do have. But when it comes to the actual rainbow, what you can do as well is use these deboss lines as a guide. So if you want, you can still start to do that blending and shading. So if you've got your dark tone. So maybe you've got the darkness starting at one side of the umbrella, got umbrella
Rainbow.
in the brain now, the rainbow. Or you might have it so that they're going to matte and meet in the middle. Or maybe you just want to use your pens as a one tone.
I cut it out 7 different colours in the card pack and then cut them down so that I actually used red as my first one. I left the red whole, then I did the purple and I just cut the red. I had to cut one band off, then I did the next colour and I cut 2 bands off until I got down to the bottom. Yeah, it was a bit pyramid effect, but you know what, it looked absolutely lovely just cutting it out of the cardstock. I don't know if I've seen any samples like that, but that's how I've done it for one of my demos for my show on Tuesday. So yeah, there's lots of different ways, isn't there?
And that's the thing, it's different ways. It's, yes, we are colouring here, and it's colour your world, but it's colouring your world with your pens, with your inks, with your sparkles, with your cardstock, anything like that. Wherever you're getting that colour from, you can be using it. Some of these, okay, you might not necessarily get the indent, but that's a simple shape. Go in with your fabrics. Your colourful fabrics as well, if you see Becky with them. So all of that you can still do. Now, this one here, so if you were wanting to colour or blend, what you could then just do, I'm not going to do this all, but I'll just show you what I've done within the one I'm going to bring in. So I've gone in with that light tone, and you can have it, as I was talking about a minute ago, you might want to have dark and dark, and then it meets in the middle with the light, or you might just want to have the darkness starting from one side. And you're doing nothing different than what you would do with a stamped image. All that you're going to do is just blend that one in. You can dictate how far you want that darkness to be, that mid-tone to be, that lightness to be. But what we can then do is if we bring that one in, we're going to finish it off like so. But then if I bring in the one that I'd already done, that we can see here. So same colours. The only 2 that I ended up adding was purple and magenta. All the rest were the same from there.
Perfect.
And then just so we can start to build this card together, I've already cut out the clouds. And what I've done, Corrine, is I've gone in with the true blue. And then I've gone round the edge with the light tone. So all that I've done is with that light tone, it's where you've got that perforation line. What I've done is I've gone around with, do you know something? It wasn't true blue, it was ice blue. It was ice blue. Let me move that out of the way, just so you can see how it matches the ones that I've already done. So it was ice blue, and then it was the light tone. And then all that I've done, and I'm not being precise, I'm not being neat.
No, you don't have to take ages, do you?
Not at all, not at all. And many will say, well, when it comes to stamped clouds, how do you get that shape to it, which we've covered on many occasions. But when it comes to a die-cut cloud, this is just one of my ways that I like to do it, as I've gone around with the ice blue, the light tone, and then right at the edge, what I've done, Corrine, is just going around with that darker tone.
You're almost drawing more on the paper underneath.
Exactly. Yes, that's the perfect way to explain it. More on that cardstock that's underneath. It's just going to give it that tiny, tiny little bit of shadow. So I'm just going to go in to here. And then all that I'm then going to do, so if I go back to that light tone, and then a couple of very quick scribbly lines, back and forwards. And then that can then start to give me that feel from when it comes to the clouds. So you're getting that little bit of roundness from the clouds. And then, you know, what we get to do is we get to put this together. So, craft card, I've gone in, and something you don't always see me doing a lot, but let's do a little bit of a twisted easel concept. 6 by 6, and then I've gone at an angle. And then, I mean, look at that colour. Isn't it gorgeous?
It is, isn't it? Beautiful
blue. Beautiful colour. So I'm going to matte and layer that on. That can go in the middle. And then what we can do is we can then start to assemble this whole card.
Perfect. Let's have a look then.
Let's do it. Let's go in. And the thing is you've got that option, don't you, of the 2 different patterns, one on each side. But I thought the blue worked, the balloon, sorry, worked quite well. So that can go into here. Now that's going to go into the base. And as you can see as well, I've not done any additional inking around the edges, you can if you want to. That's the good thing. If you've got your little edge crimpler tool, you can distress that edge as well. That's up to you. But then we can bring these ones in. Add in these ones. You can curl your corners back and then ink up the corners if you want to. A lot more different touchy-feely, as I call it, feel to your projects. So let's bring that one in. And then another way to be using these ones is if you're doing your memory books, maybe you've been away abroad somewhere, and you know there's always that one day, you know, where it's been torrential rain, it's been so hot for so many days, and that storm comes in, and you know, you're doing whatever on those days, you've got your photos. That'd be a really nice way to use these within those memory books or scrapbook pages. And then what I'm going to do with this one is let's go in, and then I'm going to bend that one round. What I am going to do as well, let's take a couple of bits here. I need to add in
don't forget the handle
base of the handle. And then if we go back to what you were talking about as well there, Corrine, is you can cut these into your brown cardstock.
I did it out of Miri.
Miri card, wow. That would look stunning, wouldn't it? The Miri card.
I did the umbrella in Miri and the handle. Then I did it in white, like you've done, coloured it, but then cut that little bobble off the top. So put the Miri behind, so you just got the silver bobble showing, and then you got the silver handle coming down.
Yeah. So then you get that nice hit of that mirror. That would look really, really nice. So then either doing that or do what I'm away to do and what Corrine done partially, and that is colour them in. So then they're going to match the colours that you've used. You've then got within those raindrops, but then you've got your own little mask as well.
Oh
that you can see
there's stencils in there,
which would work well with the other stencils. However, it's up to yourself how you use it. But let's bring in this one into here. So let's go in. I'm just going to use that one with let's go in with a brown. Let's go in with a gold brown. I'm not going to blend it. I'm just going to go straight in and keep this one with the brown. And then adding that one on into here. So adding that one on. And then what we've got is this bit.
Proper gentleman's umbrella, this one.
Very proper gentleman's, isn't it? And this does go down here, but it's slightly thicker, and that just makes it that little bit easier for you to stick on. Because could you imagine if there was no tip to it, and you're then left having to try and stick that on? It's possible.
It's like an umbrella, isn't it? It's like that plastic handle that it's always that little bit bigger than the actual bit itself.
It is, always just that little bit. And then this is where, as you done, Corrine, if you go in with your red mirror, would look gorgeous. Even your satin, what about a little bit of shedless glitter? Beautiful. But I'm just going to go in. I forgot to check my glue because I know I've dried up the end there, because I threw this into my craft bag the other day and I forgot to put the nib in, Corrine, so it's dried up, so I need to sort that later. Forgive me, I know we've still not got our dotty tape runners. They are still currently on the ship in the middle of wherever they're in the middle of, but they are on their way. So let's move that one out the way, and then don't forget, where possible, curve them, manipulate them. You want to use them flat? Of course you can. Again, personal preference, but you've got that little bit of manipulation when it comes to curving them. And then I'm going to go in with that to the bottom. And what I am going to do is I'm going to go round about there, because I am going to bring in the rainbow, because I'm going to do a little bit of an off the edge at the top. So let's, once again, I'm just going to bring this bit in to go in with my dotty tape. And then if you've got, everyone's got their favourite colours, haven't they? I love my mints and my teals and duck egg blues. So if you're wanting to then specifically colour theme it to someone's likes, then you can do that. So let's go in with my rainbow at the top there. Let's go in with another foam pad at the top. And then I'm still going to just shape that little bit at the top. Don't forget, as I always say, you can still add shape even when you're using their foam pads. Whenever anyone tells you can't, you just tell them that Craig says you're wrong, because you can.
Well, Rhonda says, how about cutting the handle out in wood grain paper?
That's a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah, that'd look good.
That's a really good idea. And that's the thing, you'll start to get creative with this, and then you'll then think, you can... Who said that, Nicola? I'll have to say that. Zoe Carver is saying maybe the dotted tape pen ship is stuck in the Bermuda Triangle. Stuck and disappeared,
Somewhere.
if that's the case, isn't it? Yeah.
They'll arrive. They will arrive.
They will, yeah.
Sometime.
So, yeah.
One day.
It's freaky. I'm totally going off course here, but it's totally freaky, that Bermuda Triangle, isn't it? Something weird about that. Is it real? Is it not? Certainly wouldn't want to fly over it or ship over it, that's for sure.
A CCTV show from the Bermuda Triangle, says Annika.
Debunk the myths. No, you're all right. That's one. That's very few of us say no in this building, certainly on here. But yeah, no, there's no. I would like to see what was the case, but no, I don't want to be involved in that. Thanks. But then all that I'm doing is I'm just creating my own little. It's kind of like a storyline scene. That
Lovely,
I'm going in.
really cute.
And then once again, I'm going in with these raindrops. Colour them in blues if you want to. What I'm going to do is, only because my tacky glue has dried up, so I'm just going to go in with my quick stick glue and add just a little bit of glue on. And in actual fact, you can then start to bring in your quick stick glue and then your Gildan flakes and your waxes and all that sort of stuff you can bring in. Let me just pick up a couple of these ones. And then for this one, I'm not going to add a sentiment onto the top or the inside. You can, of course, just that little bit there. And then, do you know what? Let's go in. Actually, let's use the cloud as the stopper. If you wanted to use the sentiment as a stopper, you can do. But let's go in, add that one there. Just make sure I've got that really nice burnish. And
Absolutely gorgeous. That is, I mean, just that riot of colour. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I just love the colours it invokes. That is so, so pretty. So much fun. And you could do that so many different ways.
Of course
like
you could,
paper piecing, colouring.
Yeah.
It's entirely up to you. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Craig.
You're
We're
very
loving
welcome.
that. Anne Fleming Meyer says, I have raindrops keep falling on my head with this card. Glad to have sun in Texas today. Zoe Carver said, is the 12 by 12 paper pad textured or is it just design on balloon paper?
So yeah, no, it's not. Actually, that's a good point. Yeah, because it looks
it, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it's a matte, so you can ink and you can spritz on it. But yeah, it's not a texture to it. It's just the way that Jess and the team have designed this
it just
collection.
looks textured. Really good. We've got Rosalind said, with some plaids or darker colours, that umbrella would be great for masculine cards. Cheryl Ann says, love the colours of the cardstock. Nefertiti says, I love this collection, but my daughter says she thinks this Colour Your World kit is the best collection since the Peacock collection as far as jump out at your colour. There you go. That's perfect. Stephanie Theodore says, I hope this collection is one where the paper pads were produced in extreme quantities. I haven't seen the quantities. I couldn't answer that. I really don't know. I hope so.
I've seen the quantities, but I can tell you that they've upped the quantities on the paper pad this time. So I don't know the quantities, but I know that they have upped them. So that's something to keep in mind.
Sue King says, during Pride Week, a shopping precinct in Durham City has coloured umbrellas high up all the way down the street. I saw that. That was after the summer. You know, we had the summer party.
That's right.
I went into Durham and they were all there.
Yeah.
Right, got lots of quotes with you about your colours, but we'll do that in a few minutes. We're just going to have a quick look at our Club Inspire. I know we're not selling today, but have a look at Club Inspire and it might give you food for thought of why you need to join.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablets or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are. Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comfort of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze. Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. So, join our family of craft experts with live tutorials and demonstrations every day. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products here on Crafters TV. Get creative and craft along with our amazing deals. Your next craft project is only a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week or watch on catch up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook or our YouTube channel. You can chat to us, craft along and meet new friends in our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
You all had time with each other! You're not through to boot camp. Get off!
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. So, stop what you're doing and enjoy the fun here on Crafters TV.
Well, we're back with this fantastic collection. Isn't it gorgeous? I'm going to quickly go through what you're going to get in here, and then we'll have a look at some pictures. So this is the Colour Your World collection that our Sarah is launching on Wednesday. So be quick, there's so many people saying they're going to be getting this. So you're going to get your A4 linen cardstock, 24 sheets, and you're going to get 8 colours, 3 of each. Then you're going to get your 12 by 12 paper pad, and that has got 32 sheets in it, 8 designs. So that gives us 4 of each, so that is perfect. Oh, they've balanced that very carefully. Then you're going to get, we're going backwards on this one compared to what we did before. You've got your stamps. You've got your Dancing in the Rain stamps. Isn't that gorgeous? We've got the little girl, we've got the wellies. It's another rainbow one as well. I love this one. Create a card. Floral rainbow. Isn't that beautiful? Just think, oh, sorry, you could colour in that, you could have it just over acetate, you could paper piece. It's going to be beautiful for your shaker cards, however you want to use it. We have got our 3D embossing folder. Now, I love this one with the 2 stencils, and hopefully Craig's going to show you how to use that, because the stencils have been used to not just necessarily lay straight over it. It's this one here. You just have to move it about, but it gives you more control. Then we've got our 2D embossing folder, which is our rainbow hearts. And you saw loads of samples with that, and it's really beautiful, is that. This is the one that Craig's just been using, Look for Rainbows. It's your gorgeous dies. And then you've got your pretty kaleidoscope, which is there. Absolutely gorgeous. 2 die set. So you've got your inner and your outer. And then, I just love these. I'm really into stencils at the moment. They just work for me. You've got your, you've got a pair here. So it's your rainbow, your heart and your butterfly. Apparently, somebody wrote in and said they loved that. That was the bit that stopped them in their tracks. That gorgeous one. Now, these are sort of, let me just make sure, they're just about 8 by 8, I think. I think they are. It will say on the front, I can't remember. I think those are 8 by 8. Yeah, no, those are 6 by 6 and those are 8 by 8. Get it right, Corrine. You know what you're doing. So those are your 8 by 8 and those are your 6 by 6. So your 8 by 8 are your balloon stencil and your dot stencil. Again, 2 stencils that you're going to be using all of the time. So that's your collection. So yeah, this is launching on Wednesday. So make sure you tune in for this because I think this one is going to be so, so popular. Right, should we have a quick, I'm going to read some of the comments and then we'll do your pictures. So I said to you, what is your colour inspiration? What is colour inspiration in your life? Now, lots of you have sent in some pictures. Teresa Campbell says, purple is my colour and butterflies. Those inspire her. Cindy Dossie says, red violet from the Crayola colour box. There you go. That's very specific. Christine Mahoney says, I love coral, like the sweater I had on the show on Thursday. Reds and oranges. Yeah, coral's somewhere between the two. Coral with a tiara, Christine, works perfect. Yeah, we love that.
It's a Big Bang Theory.
Yes.
Have you ever seen the episode where Sheldon gives Amy a tiara?
Oh, I don't think I have.
You've not seen it? I could just picture that being Christine Mahoney's when she gets her crafty tiara on.
Yeah.
We'll need to YouTube that one and just
okay.
say it's funny
Do a
the way
comparison.
she is. Yeah.
Perfect. Heather Springer says, purple and blue are my favourite colours, but the designs in the paper pad is what sold me. Yeah, I mean, I just love that. And then Christine Mahoney told us that she had pancakes for breakfast. And so did somebody else. Somebody else came down here. There is a lot of people eating pancakes at the moment because I just keep getting messages saying, oh, I've had pancakes today. And somebody else has said I had pancakes. I think it was our Rachel. That's probably because we're getting lots of pictures of them. So that is brilliant. Kathleen White says, I think this will sell out.
Yeah,
yes,
agreed.
I certainly did. Oh, yeah, Rachel says, yes, she did have pancakes. Charlotte Everett said, beautiful, Craig. You could add some glossy highlight to the raindrops. That would look nice. Yeah, and I think, hopefully, those are all of the comments and I've not missed any out. Right, I want to see your pictures because I've not seen any of these. Wow, okay. So this is... Oh, Angela Essex. Oh, she got her punch showstopper. There you go.
Yesterday.
That came quick. Wow. Brilliant,
Wowzers,
Angela.
trousers.
I thought there you go, and I can see on the next picture, she got the handbag card shapes. I thought I'd seen that one on Facebook.
Oh, that looks
That works really well.
Beautiful. How
Lovely
well
little
does
box
that work? Yeah.
with your card in the side. Brilliant. Love that, Angela. Michelle Harris, look at that. Right, so she got a Colorado omelette, blueberry and lemon pancake, and ricotta crepes, and a stack of pancakes with strawberry syrup. Oh my goodness me.
I know, that's like something you'd see with Guy on Diners, Drive-Ins and Dives on the Food Network. That looks epic.
That does look epic. Colorado omelette, I wonder what's in that.
Oh, it looks nice though, whatever it is.
Does look good.
Is
right.
it sweet or savoury?
But it's got cream on
But it's
the top.
got cream on it though, Nicola Nunu.
Oh,
Wow.
we're debating, is it savoury, is it
Yeah.
sweet? Let us know. That was Michelle, wasn't it, I think? Right, next is Terry Anderson. There you go. Terry Anderson loves purple and Buzz Lightyear makes her smile. There you go. So that is everything that sums up Terry in one mug. Perfect. Absolutely. We said
Good
what
choice.
inspires you. Carolyn Wilson, loves flamingos. That's a really coral one. It's been eating a lot of shrimps, is that one, hasn't it?
Yeah. Don't mind on the Barbie though.
No. That's lovely. Yeah, but if that's what inspires you for your colour, I think our Christine would like that. She likes coral. Okay, so the next one. Terry Anderson, purple
Ben.
craft room. Look at that. There's Ben sitting there all the way. I love that.
Oh,
Brilliant.
look at all the ink pads, shimmer ink
Yeah.
pads, quick dry. I mean, is that like reels or ribbon or something
I
at
think
the
it
top?
is.
And look at the stickers as well. Do you think she loves us?
I think she does. Look at all the stickers on her Gemini.
I know, yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant. Right, the next one we've got.
Oh,
This is Stephanie Theodos. There you go. This is what colours her world. Obviously, little Blake.
it's
Isn't that
absolutely
absolutely gorgeous? Really beautiful. Look at that. She's got her big mermaid balloon in the
That's what she
background.
does. You can just tell she gives a really, really good, cute cuddle, doesn't she?
She does, doesn't she? Yeah, I love that. That lovely cake. I'm guessing Stephanie maybe made that for her. Wow, the next picture is from Candy. Is that her craft room?
Wow.
Her colour inspiration. That's epic. I wonder if that's hand painted or whether that's wallpaper.
That's what I was wondering as well.
That's amazing.
Could you imagine if that's wallpaper? That would be a bit of a nuisance to match up, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It'd be one of those wall art wallpapers, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because you couldn't have that on a roll, it just wouldn't work.
No, that.
Could you imagine your colour match?
Could you imagine
one batch per roll?
Imagine the decorator guy or woman coming in, they'd be like,
He'd
nah,
walk
you're
out.
all right, you do it yourself.
Right, and the next one, right, Bronwyn Bacon has made this. There you go. So Bronwyn Bacon, I think she might be a new viewer. She's made this necklace in the colours that she absolutely adores. Now, she's only just got into card making and found Crafters TV. So welcome, Bronwyn. Really lovely to have you here.
Really nice.
And we're glad you shared your picture. That is a beautiful necklace. I do like that.
Really
Real
nice.
statement, wasn't it? Absolutely beautiful.
Do what we done towards the end with your bracelet and masterclass. If you love to do your own jewellery and that, then come along and make your own little boxes and that for them as well. Absolutely beautiful. I love, do you know something? I love that range of photos there from the pancakes, what inspires you when it comes to colour as well as Blake there. I love it.
Perfect. Kim Rice says, I'm all about colours. Rainbows have always been my jam. Well, Kim, Wednesday, tune in. Don't be late, because I think this is going to go quickly. This is what you need. Colour your world. Craig?
Yes.
Can we do another demo, please?
Of course we can.
Okay.
Will we do the embossing folder and
I think
stencils?
we should.
Right.
I think we should.
Have you run one of these ones through before? The folder that we've got here.
Yep.
Have you seen it? Right. Now it's a simple design with the sun rays, the clouds, and the ground. I'm going to say, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this is the most detailed 3D embossing folder
I'm going to
that
say
we've
it's a 3D one, isn't
It's
it?
a 3D one, yeah.
And the depth of the emboss is
phenomenal.
immense. Yes.
It's immense is absolutely the word, Corin. It really, really is. So what I'm going to do to start with is I'm taking my white multi-purpose cardstock that I've got here. And then what I'm going to do is I have cut it to the size of my folder. I am going to trim it afterwards.
I was going to say I trimmed mine down by 1/4 of an inch.
Yes, so by trimming it down 1/4 of an inch afterwards, why I've kept it to this initial size is I am hoping it does actually crinkle the edge, because it is a question that will get asked quite a lot. You know, I've run my card.
Yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, it was, me and Debbie were on Friday as well, funny enough. So if your embossed card at the edges is if it is crinkling once you've ran it through, the chances are it's just because your cardstock is either a bit too big, or even if it's just a slither big, just with the pressure.
Can I just interject? I think the most common reason it crinkles is people put it into their die cutting machine open end first.
Open end first, yeah.
Because for an embossing folder to work, it has to stretch the card. If you put it open end first, the card will stretch and then it will hit the end of your embossing folder. It's got nowhere to go, so the only thing it can do is crinkle.
Yeah.
I'll go on my bigger plates so that I can always put the fold first, so that as the fold goes into the folder, the card can travel, and you don't even see it. It's such a small amount of stretch.
Yeah.
It will then come out of the end of the folder, and it doesn't crinkle.
No.
I've just said, that's just my view. I know I've said it a few times, but I think that's one of the biggest reasons for cardstock crinkling.
Yeah, and do you know the other reason as to why I do it that way as well, Corrine? Now, this has never happened before, and the chance of it ever happening, well, is very, very slim. However, if you do go in with that open edge first, you could, if it's an inexpensive folder, so to speak, what could happen is it could bend up, it could buckle up, then you've got nowhere for that to go other than snap. So at least if you go with that closed end first, that even pressure just releases itself. So I would always say, and I've always said it, if you're going in, always go in with the hinge
With the leading edge first.
And then exactly as you, and I've never thought of it in that way, but yeah, you're right enough. Yeah, at least then you've got that little bit of escapism at the bottom for your cardstock to stop it from bending and buckling as well. So absolutely, 2 reasons as to why we both
But if you're
prefer
doing it
going
with your
in.
junior plates, it can still escape.
Yes.
Because it's got the 2 edges that it can escape effectively from. So in junior plates, it will go in sideways. It's just about not having that fold last. Because if you have that seam at the end, you're basically just giving the cardstock nowhere to go.
Definitely, yeah, absolutely. So letting that do its thing here, and then as I say, you've got that sun, or you know, it could be the moon, whatever it is you want to be, because although we're saying yes, it's colour your world, it could be, you know, the colour of nighttime if you wanted to go in with your greys and your blacks and your clear sparkles, etc., etc. But then if I twist this one, look at that one there.
Wow, wow.
Look at that.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Now, that took me, 3 seconds to get that into place. Usually, even with some of our detailed embossing folder, we're going like that with white cardstock for you to grasp that. Now, as I say, yes, it's not the most 3D detailed folder that we have done, but the depth that Jess and the team have managed to capture when it comes to that is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I think they've gone for emboss rather than detail, haven't
Exactly, yeah, completely. And I like that. I like that because it really does showcase the detail of the image. So you've got your 2 folders here. So if we take this one, so this one is going to ink the sun and the rays. You're then just going to move that down slightly. That's then going to ink the bottom. And then if we
And you've
take
got that nice
this
panel
one,
in the middle so that your colours, you're not...
so they're not going to transfer through onto the clouds. And then this one here, so these clouds at the bottom, do the clouds at the bottom. And then these clouds at the top, do the clouds at the top. And all that detail, it sits and nestles nicely into that debossed
When
area.
I first saw it, I thought, well, why didn't they put the 2 rows of clouds together on the stencil?
That's what I thought.
Because you do it, you'll probably do more colour at the bottom of the cloud and less at the top. Because the difference between the 2 rows of clouds is so fine, it's really hard not to let the colour go from the bottom of one onto the top. But by having that bar, you'd only do 1 at a time. That means your colour transfer isn't going to happen.
No.
You think to yourself, why? You've got to actually think about it. And once you think it through, it makes total sense.
It does. It really, really does. And, you know, I would do it onto my glass mat or my craft mat. I'm only doing it onto the brown card here. It's because that's what I've got to hand here and it's easy for you to see. You can as well always, if you want to, use your low tack tape. It's just something, you know what, I always tend to have like stencil tape or masking tape at the side of me. This is just a crafting masking tape that I've got. And I'm not bothered about the side here because as you can see, my cardstock is smaller than my actual stencil. I've just laid it over the top here that we can then see the detail. If you really are concerned that you might slipper it, now look, you've got quite a lot of space here, so the chances of you slipping your ink down is very, very slim. If you are concerned, you can do a few more strips or just put a piece of copier paper at the bottom. But like I say, you've got quite a good full panel within the middle that's going to stop you from transferring that ink through. And I am going to use the lemon tonic, I am going to use the orange, and I'm going to be using, I thought I brought it out, but I never, I'm going to use the pale fig. The only additional colour that I'm going to use is the ocean blue. I'm going to use that within the bottom there. But all that I'm going to go and do is go in with the lemon tonic. And because, even with these stencils as well, because they're really, really structurally stable, you can just go straight on and blend right over the top. Some stencils are, you can get stencils that are flimsy but unbelievably strong. So flimsy doesn't always mean that is low quality, but it's always nice if you get a really, really strong, sturdy stencil, because then it means that you can do exactly what I'm doing with your square or circle blending tool and blend straight over the top. It's not going to move or budge or anything like that. And then what I'm going to do is, I've done the lemon tonic, so I'm going to go in now with the orange, and then you can have a play. So the blending tools, the finger daubers if you want, because I'm quite happy that I've got enough of this covered here. I'm just going to go in again with the orange, and all that I'm going to do, Corrine, is I'm just going to go into the base of the sun, and then I'm just going to come in to the edges here. Now think of the techniques, because I caught maybe about 45 minutes of one of your shows yesterday when Jan was using the Pebeo texture paste and that, coloured it with the pink and stuff like that. Start to do that as well. If you start to do that, and then you can do all your own little colours if you want to. But then simply going to go in, and then I'm just taking that excess orange off, and then I can go in and blend these both back together. So if I blend these ones into place, and then you can really, really get a really nice look. Now again, I've gone so that my the darker tone of the sun is coming up from what's behind the clouds, but you can have them in different directions.
You couldn't do that without stencil, could you? Because you find this time you'd have had yellow in the clouds and all sorts, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would. You really, really would. So then I'm going to go down to this bottom now. Now as well, you don't have to do that one and then that one and then that one. If you wanted to do that one first, you can do. If you want to do the sun into the clouds, into the ground, you can do. So there's no right or wrong way. The stencil there is to give you the ability to actually do the blending. But then when I lift that one up,
wow,
look
beautiful,
at that. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? And as you were saying, imagine that with your shimmer ink pads. That would look fab. So then all that I'm going to do now is then if I just move this one down, and then I'm going to do it. So all that I'm doing is the actual stencil line of the base of the cloud. I'm overlapping that onto the card, and I'm just going to use that same bit. Let's just put that at an angle so that I can then cover the whole lot.
We've had a message from Rebecca Davis. She's one of our design team.
She is.
And she said, I used the part under the sunshine on the stencil to create the background for my card with the pattern paper umbrellas. Another used for this amazing stencil without using the embossing folder. There you go. So
Great
you don't,
idea.
just because, you know, it's a stencil that matches the embossing folder, doesn't mean you have to use the embossing folder.
No, and that's the thing, isn't it? You know, you've got, like when we say stamp and dies, they work well together, but then you can always use the stamps on their own. And many of the dies you can use as apertures or silhouette feels to it. And it's the same when it comes to your folders and your stencils.
Thank you for sharing that. That's really useful.
So this is the ocean blue. So this one is the one that's not in that collection, but I'm sure that you'll all have some sort of blue that you could use, whether it was Harmony or whether it was maybe another branded one. But all that I'm going to do, as you can see there, I did just move that base of the stencil there. That I'm not bothered about because I'm going to trim afterwards.
I don't think you caught it with the ink, actually.
Actually, I don't think I did I? No, I never. I was quite lucky on that one. Not that it would matter, because as I say, I'm going to trim it afterwards, but then if you wanted to go in with your low-tack tape or stencil tape, you can do. And then,
you're all so busy watching that nobody's sending in any comments. I think they're all mesmerised.
There's something about colour, though, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's something about colour.
It is.
That does, yes, I know it's Colour Your World and we're saying it makes you smile, but it really does. It relaxes you, whether you are colouring with your alcohol pens or your water-based pens. The only other one I'm using now, it's not in that collection either, is your Midnight. It's a deeper one.
Oh, yeah.
But what I could have done, Corrine, is I could have gone really light with the ocean and then gone heavy-handed and then start to use that, essentially, that one colour as a two-tone. I'm just taking a little bit of that excess off just so that I can then go back in and blend them two out together. And then if I wanted to And then I have, with the few that I've done, I've automatically done this as the ground as kind of water, you know, or it could be the skies. Nothing saying that that couldn't be in that distance where the field ground meets the clouds and the horizon.
Yep, could be green, couldn't it?
It could. So then if I lift that one up.
Candy says, what kind of ink are you using, Craig?
So it's our Harmony Water Reactive. Predominantly the ones that I'm using are the ones in the set that Corn was showing. So it is those ones. The only exception so far, I've used lemon tonic and then orange, which is in the bundle. I'm away to use pale fig, which is in the bundle. The only two exceptions is I've gone in with an ocean blue and a midnight that we can see here. And then we've got these two. So what I was doing, and once again, exactly the way that Corn was describing, my clouds at the bottom here, because I'm using the pale fig for both, I tend to have that little bit more darker than I have at the top. So we can then overlay that onto here. So I'm just going to tape that again. And if it's your preference to use the temporary sprays, you can do. And then it's something that I know that I don't use a lot, so I'm not going to hide the fact and say that I do, because you know I very rarely use our stencil sprays. So then all I'm going to do is going in with the pale fig, and then I'm just going to go direct on. So I'm not building up colour, I'm not trying to do this in any specific way other than really getting this colour on, because I want it to be a little bit more intense. Despite the fact it is a pale fig, I still want it to be a little bit more intense than what my top layer would be. And then what I can also do, and if you're concerned, mask it off if you so wish, but I am just going to come around just from the corners, just subtly, and I'm just using the edge of my blending tool, and then again just the edge of the next one, and then the edge from the next one.
Soon has dimension, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? And it's just a play with the one colour. Lift that one up.
Wow. It looks so amazing.
And I cannot believe that something from a 4x6 embossing folder and stencil just made me go, wow, when I built the colours together. So still staying with the pale fig. I'm just going to take a little bit of colour. I am going to, just because I don't trust myself, after spending that time getting a really nice coverage, I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to put a bit of top there. And this time I am going a little bit more lighter handed. I'm not going to go in any of the corners, building up any depth. I want is a little bit of that lighter pale fig in the background. And then that should be more than enough that I'm happy with. And then if I bring into that one.
Wow, wow, wow. And actually that border around the outside looks lovely,
It does actually, doesn't it? Yeah. If it wasn't for the fact that I've already cut all my layers to size, I would have kept that one. Yeah. But I am just going to trim it, and I'm using that actual outline Corrine as the guide to cut. That will give me that true size.
Tracy Lewis says, I see an Easter card with this embossing folder with the sun shining. That would be brilliant, especially if you've got, it's like a cross, it's the easel cards. The cross that comes out the middle.
Traditional easel. Is it traditional easel?
I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, there's an easel card with that. That would be lovely.
That would look really nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Really, really nice.
Rosalind says, I have the stencil sprays, but I usually use washi tape to hold them. Do you need to clean the stencil spray off after each use? I think Jan answered that one for you yesterday. What would you say? You don't use the stencil sprays, then, do you?
So I don't. I suppose it's one of those that, and I didn't see Jan's answer, so trust me, I don't want to contradict anything she says. It's one of those things that if you leave it on, you forget about it. It's not going to do it any damage. It's one of those things. If you're using it quite a lot, I would probably just leave the spray on and then maybe put it on the back of a packaging sheet or something like that.
Just put it onto some acetate.
So it's back and forwards. Would I waste my time every time cleaning it? You know, if I'm using it on many of occasion?
Yeah.
No, probably not. It's If you want to wipe it off every time, of course you can. If not, it's not got any material as such that's going to damage or affect any of your
I also think
folders.
it depends how you clean your stencil, because if you clean your stencil with quite a lot of liquid, then you need to clean the back as well,
Yeah.
because the liquid seeps through. If you can clean it with just a dry cloth, then you can leave it on. Rachel, well done, Rachel. She says, oh, the Sarah Sig Easter box, that's got a really nice cross in it, hasn't it?
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
brilliant,
It
brilliant.
really does.
I'm trying to think. Shadiah says, well, this is March, and how many beautiful collections have gone by? What is Crafter's Companion trying to do to me?
It's
I couldn't comment, couldn't possibly
no,
comment.
no,
should I?
not at all. Not at all. Because it is what a cracker to have within March, that's for sure. Right, our A5 construction weight acetate. This is the one that has the coating on it. I've already taken it off.
Yeah.
And I've cut it to 5 1/4 by 6 inches because the height of my layers here is 6. That's the blue that comes included within it, the linen, and I've added my own little bit of black. And then what I've done, because it's 5 1/4 in width or length, what I have done is I've also scored at 1/2 inch in each side, and that is then going to create me an acetate dome.
Perfect.
But remember where I was saying earlier on about using your own dies from previous years? This was one of our old sentiment edgeable dies.
All right, yes.
Now this must be just under 4 years old, because I've been with the
Crikey.
company for 4 years now, and I'd not that long launched when I'd not that long joined. So all that I've done, instead of using it as an edgeable, I've gone in with the word smile and trimmed that
Perfect.
one away. And then all that I'm going to do as well, I've done the same again, Corrine, into black card.
Yep.
And this is going to go over the base of my acetate dome. If you do something like that, if you can, add it to the base of your acetate first, because then at least then I can put the pressure
Yes.
to attach it on, other than being in midair and trying to attach it to the base of the acetate.
And it's got a curve as well.
That's the thing, yeah. So you'll see what I mean just in a second. But if I do my drop shadows, I'm just going to lift that one up that little bit more into position. Like I say, if I'd thought beforehand and sorted my tacky glue, but this will do. So let's go in. And then what we can then do is add that. So if I add my glue on once again, the other thing I've been using a lot of, I know they're on the website, is our double-sided adhesive sheet. So
Yeah.
if you have a little bit of difficulty with that, they're always worthwhile trying as well.
Catherine said, could you just confirm again what colour you used on the clouds, please, Craig?
Of course I can. It was the pale fig
Perfect.
from
Thank you.
that collection that Corrine
There
has.
you go, Kathleen.
So this is where I want to run that right along the base. So as Corrine was saying a minute ago, in a moment I'm going to have that domed. So me trying to stick that on there while it's domed with no pressure, no base to sit it on, it's not impossible. However, it is a little bit of a nightmare. So I'm going to get that as central as I can at the base. And then I'm going to add that one onto here. So think about your collections that you've got, whether they are our Crafter's Companion collection, Sarah's Signature, Nature Garden, anything like that. Maybe your club, your craft kits, anything like that with the sentiments you've got from them. Start to use them. And then if I bring this one in, and if I tuck that into the side, and I've already taken my red liner tape off the back, and because it's a little bit too big, it means if I then bring that into position, we've then got smile
Wow.
at the bottom.
That really, really works, doesn't it?
It's just that nice little sentiment. Maybe you still want to send someone a card or that, but you don't want to be thinking of you or just for you or I'm sorry or anything like that. Then if you've got any sentiments that have got a sentiment such as smile or love or anything along those lines, then of course you can use that.
Tape on there, Craig.
Double-sided, yeah, I love my double-sided tape. Double-sided, plenty. Yeah,
Wow.
definitely too much, that's for sure, but let's bring that one in. FYI, we do have some on Second Chance Sunday later on. That's if they've not sold out yet, Nicola, have they? We had them on cartload, new configuration on cartload.
Brilliant.
It was, you were getting your bundle of small foam pads or your bundle of large foam pads, and you were getting 4 rolls of finger lift tape for free.
Oh, that's good.
So it was good, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I think it was round about $35-ish. And it worked out that you were getting the finger lift tape for free. So let's go in with this one. Because I've got my layers and I've got my acetate, I'm just going to spend just that moment to go in and add.
Is he doing that? Are you going to put that over where it joins? It's an extra way to make sure that that's secure, isn't
That's
it?
exactly what I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's that little bit extra security, stability, because you're then covering that acetate join onto the cardstock. And then what I'm going to do is let's finish that bottom bit into here. And then what I'm not going to spend too long, I'll just chop that in half into here and into here. And I can't, forgive me, I can't do it without putting at least a little bit in the middle. I just can't do it. I need to, has to be done. Has to be done.
I don't think it's going to fall off, Craig.
No.
I think it's secure. I think you're all right.
I think I'm all right. I think I'm all right. Not that I needed that extra security, but yeah, when it comes to the back, I just need to put
Peace
a
of
little bit
mind.
on. That's what it is, yeah, peace of mind. So I'm going to put that bang centre in the middle here.
Wow, look at the colour. That is beautiful.
And then last
Wow.
but by no means least, Corrine, let's take, because I just thought that this, you know when sometimes you sit and you think it's missing something? And I sat for a good 6-7 minutes, thought, I don't want a gem, I don't want a pearl.
You don't need a ribbon.
Just don't want ribbon. So I just thought, tiny, the little butterflies, just into there. You can't do the gem. There's no reason that I didn't want a gem or pearl. You can absolutely do that.
No, but I don't think you...
I just wanted that silhouette of a little butterfly into there, 3 together, and then it will go.
There we go. Absolutely. That, I mean, if that doesn't make you smile, nothing will. That is absolutely gorgeous. And there is nothing complicated in there, was there?
No.
There really wasn't. But
Embossing, inking, mats and layers, little bit of construction when it comes to that acetate, but very, very little, and that's it.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. I am loving that. Now, I've got lots of comments to go through, and then I think we've got some more pictures. Do you remember the Colorado omelette?
Yeah.
It is stuffed with bacon, shredded beef, pork sausage and ham, green peppers, onions, cheddar cheese, and served with salsa.
Oh my gosh.
And then she had ricotta crepes and pancakes. Oh my goodness me, Michelle. Nicola says respect. That's impressive.
I was looking forward to my chicken and white wine sauce after the show until I heard you say that.
I got meatballs and cabbage.
We're going to be sitting there, aren't we? Going like, oh yeah.
And then do you remember, now I think if I get that right, you remember that colour that we said about the wallpaper and that brilliant, if I've got the right one, I think I have. Was that Candy? Do you remember? It was. It's a tapestry over her window in the picture that I have in my craft corner. I'd have it on all my walls like this if I could. There you go. It's a tapestry. That's impressive. Did you sew that? Wow, tapestry, amazing. Sandra Dundas says, years ago I had wallpaper in my bathroom with lilac and baby blue clouds and scattered with rainbows. The match wasn't easy, but it was glorious to soak in a tub of bubbles in the clouds. That's good. I like that. I like that. Zoe Carver said, is this embossing folder a more grown-up version of the gnome one? I suppose it is, really, isn't it?
I suppose that's a nice way of thinking of it, yeah.
Yep, perfect. There we go. We went through those. Right. So Marcel says, just woke up for real this time since it's not the middle of the night and this demo is so beautiful and cheerful, it's made my morning. There you go. There you go. Now, Stephanie's written in, Craig. She says, oh my Craig, 4 years now, where has the time gone? I remember the day you started. You are like a son to me that helps his mum be creative. There you go, isn't that lovely?
What a lovely thing, yeah.
That's lovely.
That's so lovely. I'll give you a little bit of insight as well. So I have a little bit of a argumentative banter with some of the team here because technically I started 4 years ago on a freelance basis in January, and contract basis I started within March. Now in my argument, I started in January, 4 years ago in January, because although I was freelance, I was exclusive to Crafters Companion, wasn't working anywhere else. Whereas when it comes to my official anniversary, might do a little giveaway coming soon, but the team say, no, it's not till March. My argument is it's January, but
Fair enough.
Either way, it's 4 years, either way.
Fair enough, excellent. Marcel, who said, she's just woke up, said, can you use a Xyron to stick onto acetate?
Of course, absolutely, you could do, yeah.
Of course you could,
yeah.
Absolutely. Joanne said, what's the difference between finger lift tape and red liner tape, please?
Right, so what we'll do is I'll go over that in a lot more detail in Second Chance Sunday, but what it is finger lift tape, the actual backing of the finger lift tape, it's wider than the actual adhesive strip. So then that means that you're able to get either your fingernail underneath or your pokey tool. So your double-sided tape, tissue tape as we call it, that is just edge-to-edge adhesive. The finger lift just means the actual strip of adhesive is actually thinner than the back end, so you can get your fingers underneath.
I also think the adhesive on red liner is stronger, isn't
yeah.
it? It is,
yeah.
It is. Brilliant, thank you. I hope that helps, Joanne. Candy says, I want to watch this over and over again. It just makes me so happy. And Rachel on social says, that's my demo of the week, so pretty.
Oh,
well, there you
thank
go.
you, Rachel.
She's got 2 to go in. Should we do that? I mean, we're going to sort of do techniquey bits now, aren't we? I think.
Yeah, yes.
So should we do our vote for demo of the show? Because actually, it is, by default, it's demo of the day and demo of the show. You don't need to do 2 votes because we did techniques this morning.
Yeah.
We've got a cartload this afternoon. So this is the only show that is going to have demos per se, we'll do techniques and things this afternoon. So whatever you vote as demo of the show will also, by default, be demo of the day and go into our demo of the week. There we go. Right, so 1 is the twisted easel. 2 is the embossing folder.
It is indeed. So number 1 or number 2.
Ooh.
So George is betting his job on number 2.
Oh, I said cartload. I meant Second Chance Sunday.
I wasn't going to question you on that one. I wasn't. Is that Rachel having a panic there, thinking it's going to be cartload?
It's Second Chance Sunday. I knew what I meant.
Rachel's I'm here on the wrong day.
I knew. I'm so sorry, Rachel. I didn't mean to panic you. Right, so if you can vote, Rachel will count. We don't need to rush too much. Now, we've got some more pictures from you, all about colour. So, Linda Warren says purple and black are her colours.
That's what caught my eye before when I was talking about finger lift tape.
Amazing. Wow, that's just fantastic. I wonder if her hair looks like that.
I wonder, eh? Yeah.
Now, what's this next one? Anne Cagle has made Swarovski crystal bracelets. So there's lots of bracelets there, but aren't those beautiful? Got blues, yellows, turquoises, teals, pinks, purples. Absolutely.
I can see why you take colour inspiration from that.
You can certainly take colour from that, can't you? Right. Right, the next 4 are Kate McQueen's shoe collection. Wow.
Do you know who these remind me? Rebecca Redican shoes. You know how she would come in with fancy high heels and that? Yeah.
Now, I think I could challenge her for the quantity, but not for the colour.
Is that a duck? Is that a duck shoe?
Wow. That's impressive. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. That's... Right, next one is look at that, that's the team from the other day, and there you can see Anne Nicola with her pink hair, because that's her favourite colour. There we go, Rachel, we like that. That's a lovely picture. Oh, Lillian Quox just sent a picture in. Look at that beautiful rainbow.
I can see a rainbow.
Isn't that absolutely good? Do love a rainbow. Good rainbow. So pretty. And there we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at the colour coming out of the clouds. That is Gorgeous. Is that yours, George?
So,
Oh, that's another one from
I
Lillian.
think you've been out with your drone, George.
Beautiful. Beautiful. There we go. Right. Yeah. Kate's shoes are fantastic. So says Rachel. Yes. Right. Now we have a demo of the day already, and I don't think you'll be surprised. It's number 2.
Was it number 2?
We thought it was going to be number 2.
Number 2.
Right.
There you go.
There we go.
So there we
Brilliant.
are. Yeah.
We get George keeps his job for another week until he gets it wrong next week.
I like how George said we get to keep our jobs. No, George.
You.
No, you're the one that bet your job on it, not us.
Okay, so should we have another quick look, and then Craig can show us the samples
Let's
again,
do
because
that,
I think they are perfect. Right, or demo of the week, the challenge there. Is there going to be some redundancies after that later? Ooh, potentially. Right, I'll show you these, and then Craig will show you the finished samples. Now remember, this is not available today. I just wanted to make sure that, just reiterate, this is launching on Wednesday, but please be quick. Now, the first thing you're going to get is you're going to get your A4 linen card. So look at that, you can see the colours all running down there. 8 colours, you're going to get 3 sheets of each, so that is perfect. I think that's right, yes, it was 24, wasn't it? Yes, 24. Then you're going to get, and Craig, I'll get Craig to do a flick through as well of this. Sorry, I'm really putting the pressure on there, Craig.
No, that's all right.
We've got our 12 by 12 paper pad, 32 sheets, 8 designs, 4 of each. They are so, so beautiful. So those are sort of your 2 consumable bits. So if you do go for the full collection, when it launches, maybe those are the bits you're going to want to put in, just because the colours just match so perfectly. You've got your 3D embossing folder, your Colour Your World 3D embossing folder that you've just seen our Craig use. As one of our design team said, remember, these stencils can be used standalone, or you can just use the embossing folder on its own and you don't have to use the stencils. Our 2D embossing folder is the rainbow hearts. Now, you saw when some of the finished samples of Craig show you again. Now, this one has been coloured with the pattern. You could do it in stripes across, whichever way you want to do it. Pick out certain bits. There's lots of different ways. Craig used this one, the look for rainbows, earlier. So you've got the umbrella, the clouds, the rainbow, the raindrops. It's all there. You've got your pretty kaleidoscope, which is a 2-die collection, so you can cut in or you can cut out one. You can cut a matte layer or you can just cut the detail. Then we've got our Dancing in the Rain stamps. So if you do want to cut any of these out, they are just like footy cut out, or you can create scenes and backgrounds with those. You've got your floral rainbow, which is your creator card, which is beautiful on there. You've got your first set of stencils, so these come as a pair. The butterfly, which is beautiful, and as one of our very clever viewers said, make sure, and this is just a stopper stencil, absolutely gorgeous, and the heart. Then the next one you've got is another pair, which is your dot stencil and also your balloons. There we go. There we go. Right. Kate has said, that's not the full collection, to be fair. And yes, they are duck heels. They are called What the Duck. That's good. What the Duck. Very good. I like that. Very good, Kate. Right then, Craig.
Yes.
Can you show us the paper pad and some more samples, please?
Of course I can. Absolutely. So here we go. All 12 by 12, 180 GSM. They are double-sided. Now, when it comes to each of these ones, you've actually got 8 designs, and then you are going to be getting 4 of each. Now, inside here, these are absolutely glorious and gorgeous and bright and fun and happy and smiley when it comes to all of these ones here. You've got your bigger ink drops that you can see, but then on that reverse, you've got that complementary design as well. However, as we talked about earlier on, when myself and Corn were saying, there's nothing stopping you from using that one with that one, or that one with that one, as you can see here. So all of these ones, let me go.
And as one of the viewers
This
pointed
one.
out, that it almost looks like it's on textured cardstock, but it's not, is it?
No, that's it. It's got that feel or that look, doesn't it? It looks as though it's on that texture when it's not. It's completely smooth. It is a matte though, so you can still ink and stamp and spritz and all that if you want to. So you've got that love heart. So that one there, although you've got stencils within this set as well, if you might like the thought of stenciling, maybe you just don't have time to do it, but you want that look within one of your cards or projects, you've got that already done there. But then you've got your confetti heart as well on that opposite side. Now you've got your rainbow, your striped rainbow as well.
That's
but instead of
lovely.
it just being straight stripes, what it is, you've got that kind of natural, organic haze when it comes to each of these ones. That one, I adore that one. I think that one is so cool. That, I just think a photo at a slanty angle with a little sentiment. There's your scrapbook page done. But then what you've also got is more of this one, you do have your bright tones, but when I'm looking at up close, you've got more of your pastel tones that are in there as well. But then you've got your balloons, so that's the one that we used within the backdrop of that twisted easel earlier on. And then as we go down, you've got more again, you've got that kind of natural curve when it comes to the rainbow. Bit more of a pastel tone as well.
It looks pearlescent.
Yeah.
It's not, it's the haze,
It's
isn't
the
it? It makes
haze,
it look
yeah.
pearlescent.
It does. Actually, yeah, you're right. It really, really does. And you can see that on screen, but when you see it up close and personal, it really is giving you that pearlescent look. Then again, you've got that one there. So that one there, you've got that more bleed into each of the colour lines, but there you've got your separations within the white, which is just a lovely one as well. You know, they are all lovely, but they've all got that different effect as well. That one's more got that bleed sort of distress look as it feeds into each other.
It looks a bit like a colour wash, doesn't it?
Yeah, completely. And then the actual opposite side of it as well. It's as if someone's just gone in with a little bit of ink on the end of a pen or something like that and just been dabbing and dabbing and dabbing and dabbing and dabbing. And then you've got that beautiful design there as well. Don't forget, although we say you can then ink and spritz and that, you can still run them through your embossing as well. But then you've got your stripes. That actually reminds me when I was teeny tiny little toddler, when I was literally a baby. Well, not quite a baby, otherwise I wouldn't remember. But when I was little, I used to have a like a cover, baby cover or throw.
All right.
It was bedding that me and
quilt
my brother
cover.
had. Quilt cover, yeah, I had. But it was like a really soft fabric, and that's what it reminds me of. It was like that sort of pattern to it, and then you've got that plaid sort of tartan-esque feel to it. There was something a while ago that many of you were asking for when it comes to a pattern paper, as like I was. Keep your eyes peeled. I think I've kind of just given it away what that's coming. But then you've got your butterflies as well on this opposite side there. So you've got more of that open feel to the butterflies. But then on that opposite side there, you've got what is my favourite design there. But then you've got that with the butterflies. And as we were saying earlier on, of course, you can go either way. But as Corrine was saying, you cut that down into 6, you twist them, you've got all the butterflies going in the same direction, but you've got then different corners, or just cut it lengthways, and again, you've got them either going upwards or you can still have them going downwards. It's just a nice little play as well when it comes to the directional arrow of the butterflies. Then we're going more into that fuller sort of natural ink droplet and your larger ink droplet.
Beautiful.
On the other
I just
side
think
as well.
they are so gorgeous.
They really, really are. And then you're going to team them with your water reactive. You're going to be teaming them with your pigment as well. You'll probably, when it comes to the sentiments that you use, you'll want to use your quick dry. You know, you can absolutely do that. But within this collection, the actual collection itself, there is no sentiment in sight. And for me, that is so lovely to see and so refreshing. Might be a little bit controversial for some, but what I was saying earlier on is sometimes if you have got a product, if you have got set sentiment, you kind of stick within that realm of what the sentiments are. Whereas because you've got nothing here, no sentiments, you're using your own. It could be for, you know, someone that's going through a tough time. It could be celebratory with all the bright colours. You know, it could be anniversary. It could be birthday if you want to. You can start to use them for Easter time as well. Okay, yes, I know Valentine's is out the way now, but you can then look to all the different seasons, past and present, that will come around around again. Start to use them. There's the stencils, but then using them within the concepts. You're going to use them with your template library. Really quick and simple, doing what I'd done a moment ago, a little bit of a different colour, and on the front of a card. But seeing how changing it as well, cutting that little tail in at the bottom. This one I love as well, that Rebecca, there's Rebecca, that was just sent us a message before. Going in, and that would look lovely right on the front there, Corrine, but the fact is, because Rebecca's gone in and just taken that die-cut chunk, works a treat. And then this one as well. You've still got colour, but it's just been reined in again. It's going to someone that's just feeling a little bit under the weather, you know. And that's the thing. Sometimes when it comes to a card where someone's under the weather, not feeling too good, there's that fine line, isn't it? You want there to be colour because you want it to be cheery, but on the other hand, you don't want it all guns blazing.
No.
And you've got this with this collection. You can tie the colours in together, so it's going to be happy, maybe a little bit sombre if that's the case, just so that you know.
That's clever, just picking out odd little bits.
The little bits, yeah. So if you've gone in with your little fine tip pens, of course, your flip pens, your sparkle glitter pens, all of them. This one is similar to the technique that I done Leanne when our simple create-a card dies launched. Cut it out in white multi-purpose, stick it onto Nina cardstock, colour it all in, recut it again in white multi-purpose and lay that over the top. It gets rid of any of these messy inked images and it looks absolutely fab. There's the one that done earlier on, but then domed cards, square cards. Here's one with an older sentiment. I still have in my range that I love as well using. Just for you. Very simplistic that Kerry's done here, and the same within what Kerry's done here. So bring in your scoreboards, your Ultimate Pro, your tri-fold score lines, and then going in and inking up as well.
Isn't it amazing how different papers, the colour tones within the papers completely change
They do,
the look
don't they?
of the project. They really, really do. We've had some more comments. Stephanie, thank you. You really are so sweet. She said, thanks for the fabulous job keeping us informed today, Corrine, on what's being presented. It's been an absolute pleasure. I love it. With Craig here, it's so easy.
Together as much as I would love to, Corrine, and that's why it's funny. I was messaging my friend yesterday, and they were chilling, them and their wife and their kiddies, and I'm like, oh gosh, you need to go into work. It's like, it doesn't feel like that for a Sunday.
No.
Do you know what? If I still worked in food retail as much as I loved it, I would have been getting up in the morning and saying, oh my gosh, it's Sunday, Monday morning feeling on a Sunday or that. But because it's this, because we don't get to work together as much, don't have that feel, not at all.
Thank you. It's been lovely. It's been a lovely day. And we haven't finished yet.
No,
We've got
not
another
at
2 hours
all.
coming up. Zoe Carver said, yes, Craig, we had those striped cotton sheets and pillows as a kid. Sure, my mum still uses them. I know what you mean. They were brushed cotton sheets.
Yes, that's what it was.
Brushed cotton sheets, yes. I know exactly which ones you mean. Stephanie says, the colouring on those samples is stunning. Great job, design team.
You really
right,
are.
We haven't got very many minutes.
No.
5-6 minutes. Have you got something you want to show us?
Yeah, well, I've already stamped out, and I just thought we could do a little bit of colouring, because I know that you like this one, don't you? The Dancing in the Rain.
Yeah.
Now, this one, it's all stamp set, so there's no dies to go with it. So you can either do what I do, and that's just cut them onto your rectangle piece with having your guillotine, your Mats and Laird die, nesting dies, whatever ones that you want to use, you can do that. So I've already stamped her out there within our Noir Black Alcohol Proof. We'll do a little bit of colouring. I do have one already finished that I won't get into a card, but when my time comes where I have a show with this collection, I will use it.
So what colour are you using there, Craig?
So this one I've gone in with the magenta.
Magenta.
So I'm
I
going
will
in.
struggle with the pinks if I've not got them in my hand myself to know which is which.
The pinks I struggle with. The magentas I'm quite good, or magenta, there's only the one magenta, but I am good at knowing what one is a magenta. I think probably because I use it quite a lot. So all that I'm going to do is, you know, when it comes to shading out, tend to say, you know, one area at a time. So I'm kind of sticking to that. I'm just doing a couple of pleats at a time.
You need to though, don't you? Because the whole way of making your alcohol work is it's wet and you're moving it.
Exactly,
so if you do the whole skirt, then the ink started to dry before you're trying to move it, and it just makes it harder.
It does, yeah. You try and blend that out. You come back and blend it out, and because it's already dried and evaporated, it is very, very hard to do that. So instead of just going in at one at a time, I'm just doing a couple at a time. And then I'm just going in, and then once again, following on suit from what I've done with the umbrella, whereas I'm going to have kind of the darker tones on that inner part pleat of the dress. But as I work my way around, I would then start to flip it. So going in with the dress, I do like to preserve that highlight to start with.
Do you start with a larger preserved highlight because you know it'll get smaller as you go down?
100%, yeah.
Yeah, that's where I come from as well. You first go over, you lose a much bigger one, and then you know that by the time you finish, it'll be a lot smaller.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
There you go. I mean, that's a fraction of the size you had to begin with.
That's it, yeah. But then sometimes, if I try and keep that as it is to start with,
it just doesn't look natural.
It doesn't look natural.
No.
It can sometimes blend out, bleed out. So yeah, that's why I like to do that. But then just going around the pleats and the tie at the back of the dress. So again, at this one, keeping in where I'm going to have that darker tone to the right-hand side. And this is Nina cardstock that I'm on for this one. So just work that one in, flipping over into that darker end. And although I won't get it all coloured in, what I will do is when I show you the finished one, I will tell you the colours of the tri-blends that I've used. So I'll just do this one pleat here, and then if I bring in that other one I've already done with the colours that I've already used. So you then start to keep going and then colouring in, and then, you know, isn't that beautiful? You're beautiful, and I can tell you I'd done that at like 3:34 to be precise the other morning when I couldn't sleep. But then you're just starting to build it on. So same colours as before, citrus blend, dark red blend, the orange blend. I've used jade green blend, purple blend, and then the true blue blend. You'll see I went back and used a little bit of the red and the orange at the back. That, as well as the magenta, and I went round with ice grey too. That was the colours that I used. And again, next week or the week after, when I have a dedicated show to this, if stock dependent, we will focus on this one again. We'll step you through it and make a card or a project with it.
There you go. So thank you for that. Lois says, great show, so colourful, and it does make you smile. So as we said, I'm on Hobby Maker on Tuesday, 3 and 7 with this collection. So please come and join us if you've never watched us down there. If you're in the UK, we'd love to see you. Watch us, come and see my demos with that. I will try and make sure I post them afterwards. Otherwise, it'll be on Wake Up Call with Debbie Fisher, with Craig presenting on Wednesday morning. Is the launch the 2 o'clock or the 6 o'clock? The 2 o'clock. So
yes.
Then 2 o'clock, it'll be Sarah demonstrating it, still with Craig presenting on Wednesday. So please do come and join us and have a look, and then you'll be able to pick it up. But please, I truly don't know the quantities because they don't give us the quantities here because it's just our first look. They're not on the website yet. But please don't take a long time. If you are wanting extras of things like the consumables, they will go. I'm not trying to scare them, but they will go. They will be the bit that go first. So please come back and join us either Hobby Maker on Tuesday, here on Wednesday, and you will be able to pick up and get it nice and quickly, be the first to get the Colour Your World collection. I hope you've enjoyed this sort of first look. This is something that we are aiming to do sort of every week and show you what's coming up, because I think it's really nice. It sort of whets your appetite and just gives you a little insight. But thank you for your comments. You have all made the show today.
Definitely.
Absolutely. It's been lovely to have that interaction. Crafter's Companion, remember? That's what we're all about. So, you know, I absolutely love it. Thank you so much. We will be back, not with a cartload, with a second chance Sunday at 6 p.m. It's going to be Craig and I. We're going to flip-flop between all of the bestsellers from the week that are still in stock. There's loads out there. Our poor Nicola is now going to go through there and work out what's sold out and what we can actually show you. So it's going to be really good fun. Please come back, join us at 6 o'clock. Craig and myself, last show of the day, and we're also going to do demo of the week. Ooh. So yes, so that'll be good. So we need your involvement in that. Please come back, please comment, please join in. It's been lovely to have your company. I'm so glad you have loved this collection. So until 6 o'clock, or that's 1 p.m. Eastern time, please have a lovely afternoon, maybe still morning some places, and we'll see you then. Take care. Bye.
Toodles.